Hi everybody, my name's Gayle and I'm going to take you through some Yin Yoga, which is sort of stretching. It's more than just stretching. We're actually coming into a pose, and here I am in the starting pose, and just noticing. We're spending a good minute or so just noticing how the body feels in this shape. So make yourself comfortable, find a little block or a cushion to sit on maybe. I've found myself a nice little warm spot in the garden. I've got my blanket next to me just in case I get cold. Settle in. It doesn't actually have to be cross legs, but just noticing this moment, making sure that you feel comfortable. And just start off by noticing how it feels to be in this position. You might feel some tightness maybe in the knees or the back, or maybe your neck's a little bit tight from working at the computer. All sensations are welcome. And so normally we do try to push them to one side. Just find a nice easy little spot coming into the second pose. So it's a bit of a side stretch feeling. You don't have to have a straight arm. I'm just testing out the waters here, noticing where I can feel a nice little stretch. And then just making it sort of easy, because I am going to be here for a while. Where do I feel stretch in my body? And so just because I said it was a side stretch, you might feel it in other places or more than just the side. Maybe there's a little bit of a stretchy feeling in the hip, maybe the shoulder, maybe your knees, or maybe there's a feeling of pressure on that arm that's connecting you to the mat or to the grass or the carpet. Looking after the neck, looking down the neck to find its natural space in this practice. Give a stretch up, just seeing how the body feels. And then trying the same shape on the other side. Starting off looking up, then I adjust, looking after the neck, making sure that my body feels comfortable. So it's not so much about the action of stretching, it's about coming into a pose and seeing where you can relax. Yin Yoga is about relaxing. So where can I relax in this pose? By pressing down onto the mat, can actually stabilize the upper body. Noticing the neck movement there, just finding my little shape. Everyone will be shaped different. Noticing where I feel most relaxed in this shape. So at the moment I'm just breathing naturally, normally, out through the nose. Pulling in, noticing the effect of having made those two shapes in my body. It's such a subtle feeling, what Yin Yoga asks us to do. Into some deeper breaths now, in through the nose, through the breath. In and slowing down the out breath. You could breathe in and out through the nose, or in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just slowing that out breath down. It slows down the body, very relaxing for the mind. With this relaxation of the mind, we now find time to be more mindful about sensation in the body. Being stillness. And sometimes, in stressful times, stillness is very hard to find. What I'm doing is I'm giving my mind something to think about. Just think about the breath that I'm telling myself. Here's something to think about. Thinking about coming into the next shape. Giving my little drink out of the way. Slowly coming to all fours. So I've got a little foam block that I like to use under my knees. Maybe you don't need to. Maybe you need a cushion under your knees. I've tucked my toes in, and this is called rainbow toes pose. It sort of spreads the toes out a little bit. Can be quite uncomfortable. We don't persevere with discomfort. Feels okay, stay right where you are. But let me show you a couple of options that might suit. Taking a little bit of pressure off by just moving my body weight forward. I need to find a place that it feels safe, feels comfortable enough that I can control the breath, getting in and out slowly, and still keep sensation, those rainbow toes. I'm here for quite a while. And so while I feel sensation in the toes, trying to look after the body, and relaxation as much as I can. So in yoga, we don't work in pain. And in Yin Yoga, we work for relaxation. It's a sense of letting go of tension that's no longer needed. Getting a little bit of circulation back into my toes. Toes. Now, a little bit of a stretch on the top of the foot. Into warrior pose. As a seated pose. Again, I could put a rolled up towel underneath my ankles for support. I've moved my heels apart, so I'm sort of just pushing my hips just gently in between the feet. This might be a bit much on my knees. So there are options. Again, I can take a little bit of weight out of it by just leaning forward, supporting my upper body with the hands. Time to just relax and notice. Just coming into another option. Same pose, another option. So start off with the feeling of the targeted area, noticing the front of the ankle. And as you become more used to this shape, see where else you can relax. Maybe you can let go of that tension between the shoulders. Maybe there's a subtle relaxation in the lower back. It doesn't matter where you feel relaxation. It matters that you notice. And so we're actually meditating while we move, even though it doesn't look like we are. The body is slowly learning that it's safe enough to relax. Just gently coming out of that pose. Let's make another shape, another interesting thing to notice, giving our mind something to do. bit of circulation back into the front of the feet, especially if you notice that that was a little bit tough on your ankles. Nurturing your body with kindness. So stepping forward, a bit of a lunge. And now I'm just testing the waters, a little bit forward, a little bit back. I want to feel a nice stretch here. Notice I didn't tell you where I'm stretching. I'm going to use my little knee pad again. It's protecting the knees because that's what my body needs. I've taken my foot forward a little bit further. See if you can notice where you feel the stretch in this shape. Here's my little option if you're not feeling anything much. By pressing down on the knee, I can lever up the chest. And you might feel you can get a even bit more stretch. Pulling back those shoulders, in the chest. This feels comfortable for my body, and so I'm going to stay here for a moment, enjoying that open feeling on the front of the body, slight squishy feeling between the shoulder blades. Where can you relax this pose? Normal breathing, noticing the sounds around you. Just change my position slightly. We call that the second stretch. Sometimes you'll feel that there's a little bit of a give in the body. I'm just going with that. We are in the next pose. So I'm allowing my body to just drape forward. A couple of options, toes up, toes down. Notice that my knee is actually quite bent. A couple of reasons for this. The first one, I want to keep softness behind the knee. The other one is that I'm just not that flexible behind the leg. So I can feel my stretch. And what I'm doing here by holding the toes, it actually feels more comfortable in my upper body between the shoulder blades. Notice the hand on the ground as well. That's stabilizing my body so that I no longer have to hold on to tension in order to relax. Can you relax in this pose? Allowing shoulder blades to relax. Finally, my neck has felt safe enough to just drape forward. I'm not pushing the nose down. My neck has just found its most comfortable position. Trying things out here. Toes up, toes down. The balance or the tension in Yin Yoga is finding your shape without pushing yourself into a shape, relaxing into a shape without being dictated by the ego. So we've come into lizard pose. Just got my hands down on the mat, foot still in place. I've found enough space here that it does feel nice. Now you might be a bit more flexible than me. Maybe you could guide an elbow down to the ground, or maybe even two. Maybe it's a bit too much. All you need to do is press the hips back a little bit. Find your shape. See where you can relax. In order for your brain to relax completely, you'll need to prove to it that your shape feels good, that you feel safe enough to let go of tension that you don't need anymore. This letting go of tension, part of the meditation, letting go of the things that are no longer needed. If you need to hold yourself to be in this shape, then you've gone too far. Playing, noticing, seeing your way forward and back, you find shape where you can fully explore the release. Breathing in softly. Slowly coming out of that pose. Bit of a hip shift. Let's try that little sequence on the other side when you're ready. So foot comes forward. Whatever you did on one side, try it on the other. But you might be tighter on this side, or maybe you're looser and stretchier on this side. Find your shape. Notice, where do you feel stretch? It should be a really nice feeling. Not pushing ourselves into position. Noticing the shape. Oftentimes when we're in this lunge position, we squeeze the butt cheeks. See if you can maybe let go of a little bit of that tension. The hands behind the back might suit you. You're clasping the hands, or maybe just having them behind you but put the thumbs up. Still getting that rolling back shoulders feeling. Still enjoying that open chest feel. And all the while noticing slight subtle release, front of the hips, down the thigh for you, even in the torso. Moving slowly, allowing the body to guide you into the shape rather than pushing yourself into a shape that you've seen. By now, you might be softening the gaze, pretty much where we're headed. Hands coming down. Ease back into hamstring feel. Hang out the leg a little bit if you need to, but do try and keep softness behind the knee. And the eyes now. Ensure that your body is supported. Take the vision out of our experience. It does become a little unsettling. Sometimes that's fun to play with in meditation. Enjoying the sensation of this shape and noticing and exploring where the body wants to go. What is the preferred position in this shape? Does the body feel safe enough to move into this space you've created? I'm going to try out hands on the toes because I'm enjoying the sensation at the back of the ankle. My back feels long enough so that it feels comfortable to be in this position. Close down my eyes a little bit so that I can really explore sensation, trying not to be aware of or focus on thought. Two hands to the same side, and let's come back into lizard. So explore this shape now. Spend a moment or two. How the body feels. You might feel that there's a little bit of tension between the shoulder blades. Where can you go in this pose? Where does your body soften? Try to flow with the softness. Even though it looks like I'm not doing anything, we're concentrating quite hard, noticing the sensation, and using sensation as my guide. Exploring this shape. If any thoughts pop into your mind, any bright ideas or things about what we're going to do after this session, come back to sensation. Sensation that you've created in your body. And then notice, where else do I feel sensation? Maybe it's the pressure on the palms of the hands, your body weight. That sensation. Easing back now. A bit of a movement around the hips. And then we're going to just come forward and do a slight back arch in Sphinx pose. So lying down, and spend a moment here for yourself. Close your eyes to meet you seated position. So stay where you are or gently back into a seated position, or maybe roll over and lie on your back, Shavasana. We've spent a few moments exploring the body, just noticing how it feels. Here, and after this tape finishes, relax, joy, breathe. Namaste, everyone.